Oh, hey, there's my light. Hey everybody, what's up and welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Liz, and today we're going to be discussing a case from New England. I have kind of like jumped every which way from Sunday of cases and where I am covering them, but today we're going to Maine. We're going specifically to Auburn, Maine, which is not very far from where I currently reside in New England. And if you're new here, hey, what's up? I'm Liz. I am a person that likes to talk about true crime. Solved, unidentified, identified, unsolved, cold cases, disappearances, all of the above. I like to cover it all. This is a true crime vlogging channel, and I would love if you could stick around, hit that subscribe button, turn your bell notification on all, that way you know whenever I upload. But yeah, today's true crime case is that of Lucifer's child. That is basically the name that has been dubbed for this case. There was a book that was written about this case, not to be confused with the band Lucifer's Child. Today's case we are discussing, like I said, is truly tragic, and it is that of Angela Palmer. Now, on the 27th of October of 1984, an officer was sent to a tenement building in Auburn, Maine, and he was sent there to investigate a fire. Instead of a full-fledged fire, the officer entered into a smoke-filled apartment, and he found something truly disturbing. This officer found the charred body of a small child inside of an oven, inside of the kitchen of this apartment. The body was that of 4-year-old Angela Palmer. She had been charred and burned to death. The discovery of her body shocked this entire community because it was nothing that anybody could ever imagine would happen in this quiet town of Auburn, Maine. I've been there multiple times. It is super cute. It's super quiet. If you're also from Maine, hey, how you doing? Well, I'm not really from Maine. I'm from Massachusetts, but still, we're brethren. We're from New England. We're from the Northeast. We're all very similar. Auburn, Maine is small. And you have, if you don't understand what small towns are like, you need to go and kind of, walk around one to understand how people function. Most people know each other. Most people, are friends with one another in a smaller town. If something happens and everybody kind of knows who each person is, it will rock a small town. And that's kind of what happened. Nobody really expected something like this to ever happen in this small town. Angela was the daughter of Cynthia Palmer, and Cynthia Palmer was with a man named John Lane. And unfortunately, Angela fell prey to her mother and to her boyfriend. Now, in the early hours on the 27th of October of 1984, John Lane, who was 37 years old at the time, he decided to perform a ritual. He decided to perform a ritual in his Auburn, Maine apartment at 317 Main Street. Now, it was reported that there was crosses painted all over the place on the walls. John kept music playing, specifically religious type music, blaring for extended hours during the early mornings of the 27th. And also, due to this, apparently 2 social workers visited the apartment that afternoon, and when John answered the door, the only thing he said was that the wrath of God will get you. Excuse me, sir. The wrath of God should get you. No, the wrath of God is not going to get these 2 social workers. Excuse me, sir. Calm yourself. So, thankfully, one of these social workers saw the smoke and there was blood on the floor. One of these social workers saw this blood on the floor and there was smoke in the apartment. Also, neighbors of this building, they smelt something. They smelled something that was really off, and it was the smell of burning hair. Something was wrong. So they called the cops, and this is when the officer was dispatched to come to this apartment. After police and firefighters arrived, John was seen outside with Cynthia and also with Angela's 5-year-old sister, Sarah. He was holding a Bible, and it was reported that John told people at the scene, so people that, onlookers, that Lucifer is gone and Angela is okay. What the fuck? Now, John and Cynthia were arrested and charged with murder. We'll get a lot more details about what happened to Angela after. So, when they started questioning Cynthia, it was revealed that she was completely incoherent during the time of this murder due to being extremely high on prescription medication that she was just taking like candy in the room next to the kitchen. She was down for the count in the other room. So even if she wanted to help her daughter, who was screaming for her, she couldn't. Angela's murder took place literally in the room right next door, and she listened to her daughter crying for her help as she was being roasted alive by her mother's boyfriend. Now, eventually Cynthia was acquitted of manslaughter, and she would pass away in 2005. So I guess some justice would be served. Hopefully she was taken care of on the other side. If you're religious, then hopefully you understand, like, hopefully something right happened with her after dying and something happened with her soul. John, on the other hand, was a whole nother ball game when it came to this. He believed that Angela was a scaly, fire-breathing, green, purpley creature of which he believed was going to kill people and kill everybody in this house, including every single apartment. He believed that Angela was a dragon of some sorts that was sent by Lucifer to kill people. So he then put Angela in the oven forcefully. He also turned the heat on and then blocked the stove. You know how you can put a chair underneath a door and it locks it? That's what he did to the handle on the stove. He put a chair, wedged it under, so she couldn't get out. He was convicted and sentenced to life in prison because of the murder of Angela, thankfully. That, my friends, is the case of Lucifer's child. He is currently appealing his sentence due to sound mind because they're trying to prove that he was not sane at the time that he killed Angela. What are your thoughts on this? Leave them in the comments down below. I would love to know what you have to think about this case. But then again, this is the true crime case of Angela Palmer, which is a solved true crime case. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in another video.